Number 72. Complete the following conversions between SI units. Awesome, more conversions. Okay, so by now, hopefully you guys done the questions before this one, because this one's going to be kind of quick-paced because we have A through I to get to. So I'm going to just write down A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I'll fit I over here. All right, so we're going to be converting from what they gave us to what we need to get to, and they're all SI units, so we need to know the common unit prefixes chart. And guys, memorize this chart. Your teacher or your professor might not give it to you, so it's just good to memorize it, use flashcards, so just to keep it in the back of your head. Okay, so we're going to start. For A, we have 612 grams, and we need to convert to milligrams. So I'm just going to write that over here. We got 612 grams, and now you can always go from a base unit to a prefix in one shot. So just know your base units are your meter, liter, gram, seconds, Kelvin, joules, basically literally one letter. If it has one letter and it's the SI units, it's a base unit. All your prefixes will have the two letters. So millimeter or picoliter or kilogram. Do you see the difference here? But you guys just have to memorize your SI unit base units. All of these are SI units. So the one letter, two letter trick can help you guys out. Okay. So you could always go from a base unit to a prefix in one single step using the common unit prefixes. So in all of these, you're going to see that it's always a base unit to a prefix or vice versa. So it's probably always going to be one conversion for this problem. So let's start. Whenever we need to convert, we always multiply by a ratio in which you put the unit that you don't want, in this case it's grams, on the opposite side. And you put the unit that you want, in this case it's milligrams, on the top. Now you got to find that conversion. Milli, and find it out for your prefix, because this prefix chart is obviously centered around the prefixes. So I'm going to search for milli, and I know that milli is that one because I know that it's a lowercase m. So that's why I'm saying you got to memorize your symbols. It will help you out a lot. Okay, so now how to use this chart is all your prefixes will always get the number 1. You will always have one of your prefix, and these factor numbers are represented by the base unit. So these numbers on the right-hand side are your base unit numbers. Your prefixes will always be 1. So in order to use this, I have 1 milligram, and now I have 10 to the negative 3 as my base unit, and my base unit is gram, so 10 to the negative 3. Grams will cancel out. Milligram stays, because that's what you're searching for, and we're just going to do the math. So just know that anything in the numerator is multiplication, anything in the denominator is division. So you could think of denominator divide, DD. So DD, denominator, divide, numerator, multiply, NM. But it's only for conversions. When you do formulas, that's not necessarily the case. So in this case, you're just going to do 6.12 divided by 10 to the third. And you get 6,120 milligrams. Or if you want to put it in scientific notation, it would be 6.12 times 10 to the third milligram. Any answer is fine. They did not say here to put scientific notation, so it doesn't really matter. Whichever one is fine, but just make sure that you have the correct sig figs. There's 3 sig figs here, so your answer should have 3 sig figs, and in this case, they both have 3 sig figs. So that gets rid of A. Now we're going to speed up the process here, so let's go. 8.160 meters, and we want to go to centimeters. So multiply by a ratio, meters on the bottom. What you want goes on the opposite side, centimeters. And now I got to search for centi on my prefix chart. So it's right here. Centi is the prefix, so it gets the number 1. So the 1 goes up on the top here. and 10 to the negative 2 would go on the bottom. It's in the denominator, so division. So you would do 8.160 divided by 10 to the negative 2. So it turns out to be 8.160 times 10 to the second centimeter. This is also the same as saying 816.0 centimeters. It does not matter which one you use, but you got to have the correct sig figs. Either one is correct. So I'll just box this one off. Okay, so that gets rid of B. Next. 3,779 micrograms, and I want to go to grams. So multiply, ratio, micrograms goes on the opposite side, grams goes on the numerator here. Micro is the prefix, we got to find it out. So micro is right here. Micro is the prefix, so that's a 1. 10 to the negative 6 is the base unit. In that case, it's grams. So it would just be 3,779 times 10 to the negative 6. So on the calculator, it would be 3.779 times 10 to the negative 3. Right? 1, 2, 3. Yep. And that's grams. Box that answer off. You don't have to put in scientific notation, but I did. It's the same thing as saying 0.003779 grams. Does not matter though. Both are correct. D. 781 milliliters, and we need to go to liters. So multiply, ratio, milli goes on the bottom, liters goes up on the top. We got to find milli. We already did it before. Milli's right here. So milli is the prefix that gets the number 1. 10 to the negative 3 goes up on the top. Milli cancels out. The same unit cancels out on both sides. And now we just do the math. So it'd be 781 times 10 to the negative 3. So it'd be 0.781 liters. Or if you want to put it in scientific notation, it would be 7.81 times 10 to the negative first liters. Does not matter. And I'm assuming that you guys know how to go to scientific notation by now. But if you don't, go see the questions before this one. We did tons of them. All right, moving on. E. 4.18 kilograms. We want to go to grams. So multiply by a ratio. Kilograms goes on the bottom. Grams goes up on the top. Got to find where kilo is. Kilo is right here. Kilo is the prefix, so you get number 1. There's 1 kilogram for every 10 to the third or 1,000 grams. So I'll just put 10 to the third. And now kilogram cancels out. And do the math. This is in the numerator, so you would multiply. So it would be 4.18 times 10 to the third grams. That's it. Box that answer off. That one's that one. F. 27.8 meters. And we want to go to kilometers or kilometers. Multiply by that ratio. Meters goes on the bottom. Kilometers goes up on top. Kilo, we did it before. It's right here. So kilo is the prefix. So you have 1 kilometer, and it's equal 10 to the negative 10 to the third. So 10 to the third meter. Meter crosses off. And now we would divide, denominator divide. So 27.8 divided by 10 to the third. You get 0.0278 kilometers, kilometers. And if you want to put that in scientific notation, it would be 2.78 times 10 to the negative second kilometers. Either answer is acceptable. Keep going. 0.13 milliliters. And we got to go to liters. That's the base unit. So milli goes on the bottom. Liter goes up on top. You guys get the drift. Milli, we did this one before. Milli is the prefix. It's right here. So milli gets the number 1. 10 to the negative 3 goes with the liter. It's in the numerator, so you multiply. So 0.13 times 10 to the negative 3. And you get 1.3 times 10 to the negative 4 liters. Box that answer off. Those would be good. Check that one off. H, 1,738 kilometers, and we want to go to meters. So, times by that ratio, kilometers goes on the bottom, meters goes up on top. We did kilometers, guys, it's right here. So, kilometer is the prefix that gets the number 1, 10 to the third meters. So 1 kilometer equals 10 to the third meters. Kilometers cancel out. And you're left with 1,738 times 10 to the third. So when you times that into the calculator, you get 1.738 times 10 to the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 meters. Box that answer off. And last one, H. We got 1.9. Where am I going to put this one? I'm going to put it up here. I'm just going to say letter I. 1.9 gigagrams. We want to go to grams. So multiply by that ratio. Gigagram goes on the bottom. Gram goes up on top. Let's find giga. Giga's all the way down here. Giga is the prefix, so that's 1. And it tells us that you have 10 to the 9 of your base unit. So 10 to the 9 grams. So gigagram, let me cancel this out. Gigagram cancels out with gigagram. And you're left with 1.9 times 10 to the 9th grams. Awesome job. Now, the thing I just want to say before we go is just know that these are equal to each other. They're all equal, which means that you didn't do anything with the number. You just converted it to a different unit. But the length or the mass or the volume is exactly the same. You just change it from one unit to another. And that's what conversion is all about. You're not changing the amount. You're just changing the unit. I hope that makes sense. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this helped out. If it did, click that subscribe button. We got tons more questions coming your way. And in any case, I'll see you all in number 73. If you got that playlist, I'll see you in literally 5 seconds. All right, bye.